This is Jennifer Vasquez, and I'm here with Mr. Keith Jones, and we are going to do this interview for the African American Religious Education class. And I appreciate your time very much. Thank you for being willing to do this. It helps me out. So I have just a couple of questions here that were given by the professor. To start off with, how long have you been a member of the congregation?
Oh, I've been a member of the congregation all my life, so 40 years.
Okay.
Well, actually 44.
Okay. So that almost answers the next question, which is what factors contributed to your membership here? So you're born and raised here.
Born and raised here.
Okay. Does all your extended family come here as well, or?
Yes.
Okay. Did you come with your parents or grandparents?
I started with my parents.
Okay. Okay.
And my aunts.
Okay. And what educational programs have you participated in over the years?
Oh, everything. The church school. I grew up in the church school. Grew up as a YPD.
I don't know what YPD is.
It's the young people's department in the church.
Okay.
It focuses on teaching the youth the proper upbringing of the church and the traditions of the church. Been to every Christian conference for youth leadership development conferences.
And when you say church school, was it similar or even the same as it is now, where there's a Sunday school hour and then there's a children's church time?
Yeah, Sunday school used to be about an hour and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, we've recently cut it down to an hour, but it used to be an hour and a half.
Okay.
And then it was church school.
And then, did the children always leave during part of the service and have class too, or is that newer?
This is newer.
Newer. Okay. Okay.
Newer for the congregation.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. And then, as an adult, has it mostly been the Sunday school time that you lead? Has that been sort of like your focus, or I know there's a Bible study here, or
there's Bible study.
Mm-hmm.
We have Bible studies on Wednesdays, and we have prayer services also.
Mm-hmm.
And but church school, I've led the class only for the last 2.5 years.
Okay. Before that, you were a participant,
I was
though?
a participant,
yeah.
Yes.
That's quite typical for my experience as far as adult participation of Bible study and Sunday school. Are there any other adult kinds of educational events at this church?
We have a marriage ministry that does some things, and then we have the women's ministry.
Okay.
And for the males, we have the Sons of Allen.
What types of things do the men's and women's ministries do?
Anything from health to community uplift, and just a wide gamut of social outreach.
Okay. Do they also do any Bible study, or is that kind of incorporated with the whole church?
Some Bible study. Everything that we do, we do reference the Bible and do scriptures and prayers.
Okay. Sort of.
Yes.
So sort of the activities are based on Bible,
biblical,
right?
Yes.
Okay.
And we also do have a newly formed college ministry, also college outreach ministry, which I'm a part of also. There's not many things in the church I'm not about.
That's
Our
excellent.
alkalites, as you saw, we teach them how to conduct traditional service, the lighting of the candles.
Okay, so you help to train them.
Yes.
I used my pen during Sunday school, now it's running out. I had to get another pen. Okay. either as a child, youth, or an adult, what have been some of the significant issues for you in the classes? Especially, I would say Sunday school, maybe.
Significant, I know as an adult, the significant issues was just trying to get the more participation from the kids, get more turnout from the kids. As you've noticed, we have more adults in Sunday school than we do children, and we're trying to work on getting the parents to bring the kids out. Because when I grew up, Sunday school used to be full of kids. And unfortunately, it's my generation now that are the parents that are not bringing their kids, which I don't understand, because we grew up in the church school and we got a lot out of it, and it kind of helped us, become the adults that we are, supposedly responsible adults. But some of my peers are kind of, and a lot of them live a little distant from the church, but I don't think that should be an excuse for them not to bring the kids. If they can bring them to the church service, they should be able to bring them to Sunday school, because when we were growing up, we didn't have a choice. It was not, do you want to go to Sunday school? It's get up, get dressed, you're going to Sunday school.
Right.
Even if the parents didn't stay, you were dropped off, and then they came to church service. So that's been the most difficult task, trying to revitalize the Sunday school and get more kids to participate.
Your church is not alone. That's a common problem.
Yes.
Okay. For you, who were who are some of the teachers you remember?
The most memorable would have been the church school superintendent at the time, the Reverend Hilda Scott, and she taught classes as well, but she was the most influential in the church. And then I had Sister Seals, who was one of my teachers, and Sister Carter, Sister Henrietta Dash. I remember most of the Sunday school teachers.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yes, and they were very influential.
What do you, let's see, for what reasons were they memorable or influential? What about them was memorable?
They made learning the Bible fun. They made we got something from church school. It's not, we were just there going through the motions. We actually, we learned the Bible. We learned how to conduct ourselves in church, and we had fun. They made sure we had fun. I guess because they knew that we had no choice of being there, so they wanted to at least make it fun for us, since we had no choice of being there.
Right. Okay. What kinds of things did they do to make it fun?
We had games that we played sometimes, Bible games, Bible trivia, and different activities that kind of got us up and moving around, being interactive.
Okay, and in the classes, the educational times you've had, what have been some of the important biblical books, verses, stories, topics, anything that's been sort of important to you kind of going through? That's a hard one, I know.
Yeah, it is a hard one. I guess most important was tracking the life of Jesus from his birth to his death, and the struggles that he went through.
I don't expect there to be, but do you have any lessons or activities about Jesus' life that you remember through the years, like something that really stuck with you? Like I said, I know that's a hard one too, but I thought I'd ask just in case.
Through the years, some of the miracles that he performed. First miracle, turning water into wine. Some of those were kind of memorable. That kind of stuck and kind of helps me out when it's now time for me to teach those sections of the Bible. It's a little easier because I kind of remember some of the stuff that was taught to me, so I just try to kind of just bring it back out.
Right. Okay. This one's kind of similar, but outside of class, is there a biblical passage or story that's important to you for your own daily life, for the way you choose to live?
Ephesians 6 comes to mind. The whole armor of God.
Can you tell me more about that?
Because of, all of the trials and tribulations that you have to go through on a daily basis. You have to always be reminded, to keep yourself wrapped up in the Word, to protect yourself from the evils of society today.
Okay, and then it says, how did your participation in these different classes and church school throughout the years assist you in understanding a specifically African American Christian experience? So maybe just as part of the broader community, how was church school a part of that?
It kind of taught me, my culture and going around in the community and seeing different cultures and different aspects of religion. It kind of helped me to kind of see that we're slightly different, but we're not all that different. They're similar. There's one main theme that we all share. So it kind of let me know that there's really no right or wrong in the religion. It's, that common belief of one God and striving for that eternal resting place.
That was so good, I don't even know how to write it down. I'm just going to have to transcribe it when I watch this later, I think. Awesome. And then the last question, are there questions or issues that you would like to discuss in the congregation or in Sunday school? I think what this is trying to say is, are there any like topics that you would like to discuss in a Sunday school setting that you haven't been able to, or things you would like to address in an educational setting?
So far, no, there haven't been any issue because, and it's funny, a lot of the issues that we do discuss in some of our lessons are issues we deal with in life and in the church, and we do get to discuss it, which is a good thing, because we have situations that arise that we might be talking about in the Bible, but it actually happens in the congregation,
right.
and we're better able to focus on it and talk about it.
Okay, so and I have your book. It follows the lectionary pretty closely. So the lectionary texts somehow seem to address the different things that are going on in the community.
Sometimes it's amazing. It's almost like, wow, how did they know I'd be going through this? and here we are talking about it. Mm-hmm. So it's, yeah.
I try to express that to people when they ask me, well, why would you want a lectionary? Why would you want somebody telling you this is the scripture you have? Why wouldn't you just want the Holy Spirit to guide you? And I'm like, but the Holy Spirit works through that.
Exactly.
It happens.
Yes.
It does. Okay. Is there anything else that you would want to share to me or other people who are studying religious education in the African American context? Anything that you think would be helpful from your experience or your observations? Okay. Okay, sure. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, yeah, just pretend it's not there. Okay, well, and again, thank you so much for being willing to help me with this. It's a big help to me. So how long have you been a member of this congregation?
So 10 years?
10 years, okay.
Yeah, 10 years.
Okay,
And we've been married 18 years, so
okay.
if I've been going back and forth between my church and here,
Okay,
and then I joined 10 years ago.
okay. And what congregation did you attend before?
Greatest St. Luke AME.
Greater St. Luke? And it was also AME?
Yeah.
Okay. Were there any big differences between the two, or just two different?
Just different congregations.
Yeah.
And then my experiences were different as far as Sunday school. We went every Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And my earliest memories would be like when I was about 6 years old. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed my teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Her name was Gwendolyn Capers.
Uh-huh.
And like Keith's teacher, she made learning fun. And she was kind of like a big sister.
Okay.
She wasn't old enough to be a parent yet.
Mm-hmm.
But she was like our big sister, and she just made everything fun. And then the later years, I just remember not having so much fun.
Okay.
It was, my teacher was absent a lot, and it wasn't Gwendolyn, it was new teachers, but teacher was absent a lot, and if she wasn't there, somebody else stepped in. But when it was time to read or participate, that person would call on just her friends or whatever, and I got tired of that because I was going and I wanted to participate too, but they all kind of like grew up together, hung around each other, and that was their thing. So I told my mom I didn't want to go anymore, and I started going to a Baptist church.
Okay.
With my friends from across the street, and the Sunday school teacher there was, I don't remember her first name, it was Miss Richardson. And different denomination, but we were taught basically the same thing. And, because I was with my friends, we had fun. She even made us join the little choir that they had. And that wasn't by choice. That was, okay, you're here, you can sing. I'm like, okay. But there, I went to Ebenezer AME because my Girl Scout leader invited me.
Okay.
So I kind of bounced around.
Sure.
I kind of bounced around, and because I knew her name was Thelma Washington. And she just invited us at Girl Scout meeting one day after school. She was like, "You come, you're right around the corner. Why don't you just come there?" So I started going there, and I had the experiences that he had. And I don't think as an adult I started coming until I started coming here. And we had one teacher, Brother James Shepherd. With Brother Shepherd, I learned so much because he tied it in with what was going on today, what was going on in the Bible, and he was funny. because he was opinionated. But we all, we shared our opinions. But he taught so much. And I enjoyed coming to Sunday school as an adult. Because at first we were just drop the kids off and go home, change clothes, and come back for church. And one Sunday, we were just told, well, why don't y'all just stay? I'll keep driving back and forth. Just stay. So we stayed, and here we were. When the past superintendent stepped down because she was taking care of her mom, Reverend Peggy came to me and he asked, and I just looked at him and went, okay, I guess. Okay. Because I was helping with the teen class whenever the teacher wasn't there, or when they didn't have anybody for the little kids. She would ask me to come in, and I'm a teacher, so I was okay with that. But when he came and he asked me to be interim church school superintendent, I was thinking, okay, it'll just be for the rest of this conference, and it'll be done. So I said, okay. I had a fork full of cake going in my mouth. I just went, oh, okay, whatever. And he's like, I'll get back with you. And I was like, okay. And I'm thinking he's gonna, maybe forget. And
Church leaders never forget something.
No.
Forget other things, yes.
And I thought after, at the end of the conference year, he would find somebody else that he knew. He said, no, you're it. And I went, so I got some big shoes to fill, because not only do I have to fill Miss Green's shoes, I have to fill Reverend Scott's shoes, because that's all I heard was when Reverend Hilda did this, and Reverend Hilda did that, and Reverend, and I was like, I sure wish Reverend Hilda was here so she could help me out, because I'm driving here, and it's a whole lot different than when we were growing up. Like he said, we didn't have a choice. You went to Sunday school, and you were on time, and you put your Sunday school money in. There was no, and if it rained, you had an umbrella. You didn't have an option. Now the parents, they ask the kids, do you want to go? And if the kids say no, then they don't come.
Right.
And you saw what we had. We had, 3 classes rolled into one, because we don't have that consistency anymore where we could have a primary class, we could have a junior class, we could have an intermediate class. And that kind of decides where we're going to go and what kind of discussions we're going to have too. Because we can't discuss certain things when the little ones are there.
Right.
And then I can't go down to their level too much, because then the big people are looking like, oh, we're here. So we're struggling. And when you said you're writing curriculum, yes, somebody's going to write something that's going to be
I'm going to try. Yeah. Having the one-room schoolhouse setting is hard. It's very hard.
And the reason why we did that, I found something online, and it was called, I want to say it was called Treasure Keys, and it was a journey through the Old Testament. Because what I found when I was talking to the kids, I would ask questions and they couldn't answer me. And I asked, what do you guys want in church school? And they said they want to learn, but they want to have fun. And they said they were bored with the whole boring book, read the book, answer questions at the end. So I went online and I found Treasure Keys, because they knew, and some of them had been coming since they were toddlers, and they couldn't tell me anything about anything in the Bible. I would mention names and they were like, who's that? So with that program, we went through the Bible. You started in Genesis, and you went all the way through the Old Testament. And it required them to do some work at home, which they had to read, and then their parents had to initial that they read. And it wasn't like they had to read the entire chapter. They could read certain things. They would get a sticker. and I tried to tie a prize into it. The person at the end who had the most stickers would get a $50 gift card, and there were games involved, things where they would actually get out, because they had to go do a treasure hunt each Sunday and find different clues. They had clues, they had to go search for certain things, and there was a treasure box involved, and I put candy or maybe $1 or something in a treasure box, and when they brought it back, if there were like 4 people in a group, each person got a dollar, or they shared the candy. It worked for a while, but when you have big people who don't do what they're supposed to do, and you can't expect little people to do what they're supposed to do, so it's kind of, it was for like sabotage, maybe.
Okay.
And my kids enjoyed it. Some of the other kids enjoyed it, but I saw that it was causing a division. So we left that and went back to the book. And I told the kids, it's okay, this is boring. I'm like, I understand, but I'm trying to keep the peace here. And that's where my struggle is, because I'm trying to do something fun for the kids, but trying not to run off the only help that I have.
Yeah. That is a struggle.
Yeah. And, we've even offered to go pick kids up. We just told parents, have kids ready. Come pick them up. And still nothing. Knowing we have Vacation Bible School, I have almost 200 people here.
Yep.
And the same people we invite to come to church school. And I told them, if you come to church school, then the same things that we're doing in Vacation Bible School, we can do in church school. But it makes no sense for me to go out and spend a ton of money on things, and they don't show up.
Right.
Like this morning, I only made 6 copies of the activity. One was the original, because it was raining, and I knew,
Right.
which I was surprised, because the college students were here. So
Right.
if we got rid of the 3 college students, then we would have really my 2 kids and the 2 little boys. The 2 little girls come every blue moon.
Okay.
But for the most part, sometimes, I think a couple of times. Oh, this is for you from Paul. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Please go tell Paul. Okay, please go tell him thank you.
No, that's okay.
It's kind of, and I don't know what to do, so if you have some suggestions.
It's tough. It's a whole systems thing.
And I was told by, other church school superintendents and Christian aid directors, it's not just our church.
No, it
It's
isn't.
all over the place. And I would like to just go visit another denomination and see the types of things that they're doing to bring their kids in, and see if we can kind of incorporate some of that here without losing the traditions that the EME church has. And I think that's another problem, because we're so stuck to this is the way it's always been done. Well, the kids aren't the same.
Right.
Even with me teaching, when we were in school, we sat. The teacher said, you do this, we did that. And these kids nowadays, they're totally different. They question everything.
They do. I think it'd be hard to find another denomination